Part 25. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 241. Are you looking for me? Suchen couldn't help but ask when he saw Yunfei didn't speak for a long time. The other party's weird look was like he was a pervert, which made him feel uncomfortable. Ah. Oh. Yunfei came back to her senses, waved away the inappropriate images in her mind, and said with concentration. Since the game was launched today, 5 major guilds have obtained the city building order. In addition, both the War Overlord Guild and the Beast Blood Boiling Guild successfully built their respective new cities, and signed offensive and defensive alliance treaties with the Church of Light and Jade Dragon Temple respectively, and built teleportation channels to Guangming City and Jade Dragon City. Brother, your 28 million damage blow in Ratchet City yesterday gave them too much stimulation. Now, the guilds that have built new cities and are preparing to build new cities are seeking in-depth cooperation with the agent forces of the 6 realms, even at the cost of giving up some of their interests. I'm just afraid that you will capture their new city just like you attacked Ratchet City. Yunfei recalled the scene yesterday when Suchen destroyed the city in 3 seconds and occupied Ratchet City in 30 seconds, and his heart was still shocked. Suchen, who was 36 meters tall, led 1,000 powerful dragoons to charge. It's too terrifying. He alone can form a complete army, an invincible army. If players don't cooperate with NPC at this stage, who can stop him? Oh. Hearing Yunfei's words, Suchen responded nonchalantly. This attitude made Yunfei's teeth itch. Dirty brother, they are all on guard against us, and even secretly formed a larger alliance. Don't you have any idea? Suchen shrugged. What do you want? When I need it, just call me. Don't worry, I won't let go of the agent forces of the 6 realms. The agent forces arranged by the 6 realms in the Divine Continent are the biggest obstacle to Suchen's unification of the entire Divine Continent. They are the ones he must eradicate. Not to mention, the treasures hidden by these agent forces are extremely powerful. For example, if Suchen obtains the sacred object of the Jade Dragon Temple, the Jade Dragon Monument, it will definitely elevate the defense of himself and the Dragon Rider Legion to an extremely terrifying situation. As for those player guilds colluding with the agent forces of the 6 realms, Suchen, I really didn't take it seriously. Yunfei. Well, let's just say I didn't say anything. Yunfei looked depressed and was about to close the call. Suchen remembered what Duo Bao Talon said before and said to her, from now on, bring the Dragon City fleet into Qinglong Bay and close the 4 city gates at the same time. In addition, I would also like to remind Zunlong and the half-awakened fox. The large-scale invasion of the Sea Tribe is about to begin. Let's shrink our members outside. Then seize this opportunity, use the city wall as a defense, kill the sea monster, and strive to have all members upgrade their levels and equipment at this stage. The Sea Clan is about to invade in a big way. Hearing Suchen's reminder, Yunfei's beautiful eyes widened. Then she nodded solemnly. I will notify them immediately and then negotiate the best defense plan. Don't worry. Although I don't know why the stinky brother can know some news in advance every time. But Yunfei did not question Suchen's words at all. He immediately closed the call and immediately set up defense. Suchen summoned Yingying again and let she continue to build the Dragon Knight evolutionary armor. He himself first took a few hearts of divine power in breeding. He upgraded the Saint level advanced skill Flicker. Ding. Deduct fusion points * 200 million. In the process of merging. Fusion successful. Congratulations on obtaining the demigod level skill Flash. Skills, Flash. Level, demigod, colorful. Occupational restrictions, none. Consumes 5 points of magic to move 10,000 meters in any direction instantly. Cooling time 2 seconds. Seeing the introduction of the demigod level flicker skill, Suchen curled his lips. The teleportation distance increased tenfold, reaching 10,000 meters. Moreover, the skill cooldown time has been shortened from the original 3 seconds to 2 seconds. In this way, he has more room for action in the game and in reality. Then, he took out 3 legendary level stand-in dolls obtained from Duobeo Talon. With his current god-level mechanism engineer vision, he can naturally see the working principle of this doll at a glance. The materials are too low and, at least they need to be fused to the demigod level before they can be transformed into the god level. Suchen only thought about it briefly and figured out how to transform it. Now he took out 3 more hearts of divine power in breeding for fusion. Ding. Deduct fusion points * 300 million. In the process of merging. Fusion successful. Congratulations on getting the demigod level stand-in doll * 3. That's pretty much it. Let's change this first, and the operation mode. More linkage closed loop lines should be set up, and the functions should also be enlarged. Within this hour, Suchen disassembled the 3 demigod level stand-in dolls into parts, and after making slight adjustments, assembled them one by one. After the work was completed, the 3 wooden dolls immediately bloomed with extremely dazzling colors. Ding! Congratulations on successfully obtaining the god level stand-in doll * 3. Success. Stand-in doll. Grade, God level. Occupational restrictions, none. Level requirement, level 1. Function, after being crushed, it can resist any type of attack, curse, and all other negative skills within 1 minute. It can resist 100% of true God level attacks, 50% chance of resisting general God level attacks, and 30% chance of resisting main God level attacks. Suchen smiled slightly when he saw the function introduction of the stand-in doll. Just like the settings he made during his transformation, this God level stand-in doll not only has the ability to withstand 100% of true God level attacks. It also has the ability to withstand attacks at the level of generals and gods with a certain probability. But these are not enough. Ocean Overlord Leviathan has God level strength, and the stand-in doll only has a certain probability of blocking the God level attack. If it fails to block it, it will not be fun. Suchen thought for a moment, and took out a precious and mature heart of divine power from the mother of divine power. He carefully placed it in the groove of the God-level mirror image scepter. This God-level piece, the scepter, immediately began to tremble violently. It was not until the heart of divine power was completely integrated with it that it gradually calmed down. Colorful streams of light flowed down from the heart of divine power at the top of the scepter, wrapping around the entire scepter, making it extremely dazzling. This heart of divine power has a full 100 points of divine power. It should be able to copy Leviathan. Even if I can only copy 1/2 or even 1/10 of the opponent's strength, as long as I can block the attack, I can get the adaptive scale armor and teleport out immediately. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 242. I don't know how many ancient ores those mining robots have mined now. Suchen planned to improve the defense of Dragon City's walls before the High Clan invaded. After all, he had to go to the Abyss of Fear and could not personally control Dragon City. Activate the demigod level flash skill. After just 2 steps, we crossed a distance of 20 kilometers and reached the bottom of the volcano in the east of Broken Dream Island. Ding. You get ancient ore * 200,000. Ding. Your ancient ore fields have been mined out. Hearing the system prompt, Suchen raised his eyebrows. A total of 200,000 copies of ancient ore were actually mined, which was far beyond my expectations. After all, the mine located inside the volcano is small. Being able to dig out 200,000 copies of ancient ore along the way is already considered rare. Put away 100 mining robots. Suchen returned to the Dragon City wall. The current attributes of the city wall are, defense 109.100 points. Durability 1.49 million points. At the same time, it also has 50% shock, 20% damage reduction, and a self-healing ability of 1% of the upper limit of durability per second. With Suchen's current god-level mechanism engineer perspective, he immediately thought of a better way to use ancient ore to improve the attributes of the city wall. Well, thorn powder tough mineral powder. The ratio of life vine still needs to be optimized. In addition, the legendary material sea spirit stone can also be added in a little bit. After adjusting the auxiliary materials, Suchen tried to use an ancient ore on the city wall. Ding. Consume ancient ore *1. Dragon city wall defense add 100. Durability add 1000. Special attributes have been slightly improved. Seeing the changes in the properties of the city wall, Suchen's eyes lit up. One piece increases defense by 10 points. And 1000 points of durability. Awesome. You know, when we first used ancient ores to improve the city wall's defense, one stone only increased the city wall's defense by 10 points and durability by 100 points. Even if 18 legendary dwarf engineers were sent to study it, it only tripled the efficiency of use. But now, Suchen just adjusted the usage method at will and directly increased the usage efficiency by a full 10 times. One ancient ore is equivalent to the effect of the first 10 ancient ores. I remember that the true god level 6 winged battle angel's attack was 3 million, in this case, let's first increase the dragon city's defense to the 10 million level. Be more prudent, you are right. Suchen immediately threw down nearly 10,000 copies of ancient ore. Ding. Consumption of ancient ore *98909. Dragon city wall defense add 9.80.900. Durability add 98.909.000. The specialness has been greatly improved. Suchen immediately looked at the attributes of the city wall, defense 10 million points. Durability 139,900 points. Repulse 100%. Damage reduction, true god level attack -90%, general god level -30%, main god level attack -1%. Self-recovery, maximum durability per second *10%. I'll go, it seems a bit too steady. Seeing the new attributes of the Dragon City wall, Suchen grinned happily. With a defense power of 10 million points, let alone a true god level 6 winged war angel, even if the general descends to earth, his attack power will be greatly weakened. The durability exceeds 100 million. The anti-shock reaches 100%. If an enemy wants to sneak attack Dragon City again, they must first consider whether they can withstand this terrifying counterattack. In addition, the damage reduction properties of the city wall also have 3 levels. That is to say, the ordinary damage reduction of the Dragon City wall is expanded to the main god level, which greatly improves the endurance of the city wall. Coupled with 10% self-recovery power, you can recover 10 million durability points every second. I believe that when the agents of the Six Realms see the current properties of the Dragon City wall, they will probably sigh at the wall and have no desire to attack anymore. Suchen raised his eyes and looked at Qinglong Bay in the east of Dragon City, where Yun Feiyan was commanding the Dragon City fleet to anchor in Qinglong Bay. At the same time, members of the 3 major guilds returned to Dragon City and worked together to prepare for Dragon City's defense. In addition, the defense measures of Ratchet City are also being prepared, including the installation and commissioning of brand new rapid-fire artillery, the restoration of its own defense towers, wizard towers, and other engineering buildings, etc. Immediately afterwards, Suchen went to the broken gold mine on the outskirts of Wind Element City. Ding. You get ancient level broken gold *760,000. Ding. Your scrap gold mine has been mined out. Including the 2 pieces of scrap gold obtained before, the legendary NPC Gongshaban found a scrap gold mine for himself and mined a total of 1 million pieces of dust gold. According to one piece of scrap gold, the real value is increased by 10%. The effect of the wounding attack, these 1 million pieces of gold can be enough to create 100,000 true injury level Dragon Knights. After doing all this, Suchen let out a long sigh of relief. Well, I can finally leave here with peace of mind, go to the Abyss of Fear, and meet with the Abyss Overlord Leviathan for a while. Suchen understood. Once you enter the land of Tianyuan, you will face the real billions of gods and demons. Dragon City's current defense alone is not enough. If you can obtain adaptive scale armor, Dragon City, and even the entire combination of the Imperial City ruins and Broken Dream Island, can gain attack resistance with infinite growth, so that you can truly fight against the gods and demons of the six realms. Abyss Overlord Leviathan, isn't it just because of his adaptive resistance and immortality that it gives the gods and demons of the six realms a headache, and they can only seal it but not kill it? Suchen found Duobeo Pagoda Forest. Tell me, how do we get to Abyss of Fear? Suchen got straight to the point. Duobeo Talon first carefully looked behind Suchen and found that Black Dragon G Mengli was not around, and felt relieved. He rubbed his hands and said with a smile, brother, you know, I, Duobeo Talon, have always valued love and justice, and regarded money as dirt. Speak English. Suchen said impatiently. He, brother, look, the 1 billion gold coins after occupying Ratchet City have not been settled yet. Do you think it is right? Wow. A lot of gold coins were transferred to Duobeo Talon's hands. Suchen understood that due to Duobeo Talon's greedy character. If he doesn't pay off the last benefit fee and fear the abyss, this guy won't do his best. The latter screamed with excitement, buried his head in the pile of gold coins, and quickly counted them. Haha, plus the previous 50 million gold coins, the total is 1 billion, which is the right amount. Brothers Junlin keep their word and keep their promises, they are indeed role models for our generation. Duobeo Talon laughed so hard that he couldn't even see his eyes. He took out 2 bone tokens, gave one to Suchen, and said happily. Give. This is a pass. This time we take a pirate ship and go straight to the Abyss of Fear. Feeler reminds you, 3 things about reading, collect, recommend, and share. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 243. Ding. You get Pirate Order *1. Suchen looked at the bone token in his hand and frowned. Pirate ship. Duobeo Talon is really wild in his ways. Can even pirates get on the line? On a pirate ship, of course. Duobeo Talon grinned and said the Endless Sea is a world that belongs to the Sea Clan. Those pirates have long reached an agreement with the Sea Clan, using the looted property in exchange for peace on the Endless Sea. Abyss of Fear in the deepest part of the Endless Sea. If we don't use pirate ships, even if we fly over, we will be beaten down by the Sea Tribe. You know, in addition to Ocean Overlord Leviathan, the Sea Tribe also has some terrifying existences that have survived for a long time. It is said that the strongest ones have even reached the level of gods and demons. It's not something we can deal with. Suchen nodded. The Endless Sea is extremely vast, 10 times larger than the Divine Continent. Such a huge sea area can give birth to a god-level Ocean Overlord Leviathan, and naturally it can also give birth to a true god. Super existence. Suchen and the 2 drove a sail harpoon speedboat in Longcheng and sped eastward. They traveled for more than an hour. When they were about to log off, they finally saw the end of the sky on the sea level, and a figure appeared. The towering black mast. The game just went online the next day. A server-wide announcement appeared in front of billions of players. Ding. Server-wide announcement. The Sea Tribe invasion will begin in 1 hour. Please take precautionary measures in all coastal towns. Inland towns should not be taken lightly either. The scale of this high clan invasion is unprecedented, and it is very likely to invade within 1,000 miles of the mainland. All major cities have issued recruitment orders. Players who assist the main city in fighting against the invasion of the Sea Tribe will receive double experience points and drop rewards for killing the Sea Tribe. At the same time, the reputation value of the corresponding main city will be rewarded. Players killed by the Sea Tribe will receive the same death penalty as usual. Players, please proceed with caution. Hearing this announcement, all the players hurriedly packed up their things, interrupted the mission, and rushed to the nearest main city. Those guilds that built new cities, such as the War Overlord Guild and the Beast Blood Boiling Guild, etc., had the most solemn atmosphere. The agent forces of the Six Realms will not help them resist the attack of the Sea Clan. Their city is a new city, and various city defense facilities are still under construction. They can only rush into battle with some sophisticated artillery, and then deploy a large number of players. As for the city wall defense and durability, the speed is far worse than the main NPC city, let alone compared with Dragon City. Time is so tight. The announcement was made only an hour in advance, leaving no time to make sufficient preparations. Damn it! We Viking Guild just got the city building order yesterday, and we just built 2 sides of the city wall. If we didn't make this stupid announcement earlier, now billions of funds will be wasted. Those of us who do sea trade are called a trap. 1 hour is not enough for us to row ashore, and now we will lose everything. Yes. I asked why Toulon City's fleet and sea trade ships suddenly returned to port yesterday. They definitely got the news of the Sea Tribe's invasion in advance. It's so unfair. Dragon City, Ratchet City on the city wall. Yunfi Ian, Zunlong, and half-awakened Fox looked at the big red announcement and were extremely happy in their hearts. Fortunately, I got the warning from King's Landing early, otherwise, Ratchet City would be in danger. Yes. Dragon City is okay. Ratchet City is close to the sea like Dragon City. If the city defense facilities are not restored in advance and the rapid-fire artillery is replaced, and our number is small, it will be really dangerous when the Sea Tribe launches a large-scale invasion. I don't know where Junlin's younger brother is now. He always has unpredictable ideas about this game. He should be doing tasks in a safe place now. On the sea. A black sail battleship tens of meters tall appeared in the eyes of Suchen and the two of them. This battleship is long and narrow, uses more than 10 soft cloth sails, and sails extremely fast. There are many damaged and repaired places on both sides of the ship. Obviously it has experienced countless fierce naval battles. At the same time, there were densely packed gun windows, numbering no less than 200. On the tall mast, a black skull and crossbones flag was raised high. Suchen looked at the ID of this ship. It was the Vengeance Queen. Dozens of lean and ferocious pirates were lying on the bow of the ship, grinning widely as they looked at the harpoon speedboat on Suchen's side. Whoosh! Boom! On the pirate ship, a huge harpoon was shot out at an extremely fast speed. With a long iron chain, it was firmly nailed to Suchen's harpoon speedboat. Ding! Your harpoon speedboat is attacked by the Vengeance Queen. Durability reduced by 15%. Lose the ability to move. Duobeo Talon quickly took out the pirate order from his arms, waved it high and screamed. Friend! It's us! We have a pirate order, and we are a team. Brother Junlin, hurry up and shout with me. Don't be accidentally killed by them. These guys are so vicious that if they are in a bad mood, they might feed us to fish. Suchen looked at the huge Vengeance Queen in front of him and showed a satisfied smile. This ship is not bad. Well, these pirates are not bad either. What the hell? Duobeo Talon stared at Suchen with a weird face. This is good, that's good, brother. Are you here to see the scenery? You don't think everything will be fine with the pirate order, do you? These guys are pirates. They are pirates who kill without blinking an eye. When we take their ship, we have to please them and carry them. We are not here to see the scenery. Duobeo Talon is afraid that Suchen doesn't know the power of this vengeance queen and will take it lightly later. Reminded in a low voice. Brother Junlin, be careful what you say later. This queen of vengeance is the ship of Redbeard Eric, the third among the 4 pirate leaders on the Endless Sea. Whether it is their revenge queen or Redbeard himself, they are extremely powerful. They control a large area of sea east of the commercial principality, and even the fleet of Stormwater City can't do anything to them. Behind Redbeard, there is also the Sea Dragon clan, known as the God of Death in the Endless Sea, supporting them. Although your dragon city is powerful, it is still no match for them on the sea. Suchen asked, in other words, they are the boss in the sea area and can rob any passing trade ship without having to worry about being hunted down. Good. With the support of the Sea Tribe, this group of pirates are the kings of the sea. Even the sea trade ships of the major principalities have to pay protection fees to them. Suchen asked again, how much is the protection fee? I don't know for sure, but sea trade is so prosperous now. As one of the 4 pirate leaders, how can he collect hundreds of millions of gold coins a day? There are also many other rare treasures, high-end equipment and so on. Hundreds of millions of gold coins. If you integrate them, it will be tens of billions of gold coins. If you integrate the pirates in the entire Endless Sea, you will get even more every day. Suchen smiled and nodded with satisfaction. Not bad, it's worth my while. What did you say? What's worth taking? Duobeo Pagoda Lin was stunned and asked blankly. Suchen looked at the huge vengeance queen in front of him as if he were looking at the gloriously growing cabbage in his own vegetable garden, and said with a smile. Naturally, I took action to capture it. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 244. Duobeo Talon looked at Suchen as if he had seen a ghost. Brother, are you crazy? Say something like this at a time like this. If they hear it, we will be dead. Duobeo Talon was afraid that the pirates on the ship would hear Suchen's words, so he held the gold coin bag in one hand and waved the pirate order in his hand desperately, shouting to the pirates. Friend. I know your boss Redbeard, he is an extremely admirable strong man and the master of the Endless Sea. We are here to take your ship to the Abyss of Fear. Don't worry, we will definitely pay a price that satisfies you. Revenge Queen Captain's Interior. A burly man with a rough appearance and a ferocious scar on his face was holding a pair of pure gold pipes and a monocular, looking towards the west in the direction of Dragon City. What a huge city! If we win, we will have an excellent springboard to attack Jingtao City and even the interior. This burly man is the famous pirate leader Redbeard Eric on the Endless Sea. A first mate came in respectfully and reported. Captain, a harpoon boat was captured by us. There was a human and a goblin on board. They took our pirate order and said they knew you and wanted to take our boat to the Abyss of Fear. Do you think they were killed directly and fed to the fish? Redbeard Eric frowned, making the scars on his face look more ferocious and ferocious. He waved his hand impatiently and said. Just handle this little thing yourself, don't bother me. Yes. The first mate's heart skipped a beat when he saw the captain's fierce appearance, and he quickly retreated. Since the captain went to the Sea Dragon Palace to pay tribute half a year ago, his temper has become more and more fierce. A first mate like him has killed 10 people in the past 6 months. I don't want to become the next dead soul under the captain's hands. When the first mate exited, a foot-long small sea dragon emerged from the sleeves of the Redbeard and fell to the ground. It turned into a 5 or 6-year-old pink jade man. A cute little Lolita. With a pair of small cyan dragon horns on her head, she pulled her red-bearded sleeves and said crisply. Elder sister. I heard that the Dragon City in front is very difficult to deal with. Even the people from the Church of Light and the Temple of Darkness have failed there. Do we really want to attack there? If the first mate sees this little sea dragon and hears the little sea dragon call Redbeard's sister, he will definitely be shocked. Because the red-bearded Eric in front of him is obviously middle-aged man. After hearing the little Loli's question, Eric the Redbeard touched her little head lovingly and said, "Xiaojur, the Sea Clan invasion is about to begin. We must take this opportunity to gain a foothold on the Divine Continent. Half a year ago, the Kraken clan united with the Hydra clan to sneak attack on our Sea Dragon Palace. My father, eldest brother, and second brother all died in that battle. Now in the entire Sea Dragon clan, only the two of us are left, and we want to be our father's king. To take revenge, we must have our own territory and accumulate strength. Although the endless sea is huge, there is no place for us to stay now. Only by establishing a firm foothold on the Divine Continent can we have a chance to avenge our father." The little Loli's eyes were red and her mouth was pursed. After a while, the little Loli's big and lively eyes suddenly turned, and she said on the sleeves with a red beard, "I heard that the lord of that dragon city is a handsome human brother. If my sister can't defeat him, she can marry him. My sister's beauty is the best in the entire endless sea, and the little human brother will definitely not refuse her. In this way, we have a powerful brother-in-law, and the hope of revenge will be greater." Snapped. Redbeard angrily knocked this little brat on the forehead and said viciously, "If you can't win, I'll marry you off." "Well." The little Loli held her forehead and muttered, "I haven't grown up yet. Well, it would be great if I had a sister as beautiful as my sister when I grow up. Here and there, it would be best to be as big as my sister." The two pirates got the order from the first mate, carried out a small shotgun for close combat, pointed it at the harpoon speedboat where Suchen and the others were, and laughed ferociously. "Come. Grandpa will pick you up on the boat." "Damn it." Duobeo Talon's expression changed, and he quickly took out a small metal ball, which suddenly grew bigger, covered him, and bounced to the side. Suchen looked at the pirate order in his hand and shook his head and sighed, "It seems this thing is useless." As he spoke, he raised his foot and stepped forward. Boom! At this moment, there was a loud noise on the pirate ship, and the small shotgun opened fire. Hundreds of solid bullets bombarded the harpoon speedboat at close range. It was instantly broken into pieces. Wood chips. The goblin ran away, but the human boy must have been blown to pieces. The two pirates put away their small shotguns and grinned. But they were suddenly tapped on their shoulders. "Hey, let me ask, where is your boss?" Hearing this unfamiliar voice, the two pirates were suddenly startled. Their reaction was quite fast. After all, they had been fighting in life-and-death naval battles for decades. They immediately drew out the daggers from their waists and stabbed backwards. Swish! Swish! Cold light suddenly rose. A dragon-patterned heavy sword cut open the daggers of the two pirates, as well as their waists and abdomens. Ding! You killed elite pirates 2 and gained experience points 5000. Obtain level 46 bronze pirate dagger *1. Suchen shook off the blood on his heavy sword, turned to look at the frightened pirates on the boat, and said calmly, "Tell your boss, this ship, including the people on it, belongs to me. I don't want to kill too many people. After all, this ship still needs people to sail it." The first mate rushed over and said angrily, "Kill him." Suchen shook his head slightly, and a flash came behind the first mate. He turned on super speed evil transformation. With 6 times the attack speed, the heavy sword stabbed the first mate and turned into an after-image. -19,044. 3 critical hits, -5,712. -2,438. 5 crit, -95,220. 6 times the attack speed, real damage attack, plus multiple times of critical hits with extremely high probability. As the first mate of the level 49 boss, Before he could turn around, Suchen wiped out all his health in just 2 seconds and fell into a pool of blood. Ding! You killed the level 49 boss first officer of the Vengeance Queen 1 and gained experience points 180,000. Ding! Congratulations on getting the level 49 gold equipment first officer helmet 1. Get gold coins *500. Obtain the rare skill book Common Language of the Sea Tribe *1. Suchen wiped the sword blade clean on the first mate's body, then grabbed a frightened elite pirate and said impatiently. Say, where is your boss? Feeler reminds you, 3 things about reading, collect, recommend, and share. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 245. In, over there. The pirate pointed tremblingly in the direction of the captain's cabin. Suchen nodded and activated the flash skill again. In a flash, he appeared in the captain's cabin. I saw a burly man with a rough appearance and a ferocious scar on his face, sharing a room with a cute little Lolita who was 5 or 6 years old. The burly man's giant palm-like hands pinched the cute little Loli's delicate face. That look was too intimate. Suchen frowned immediately. Ugly pirates, ignorant and cute little Lolita, living together in the same room. Thinking of the special habits of some weirdos, Suchen sighed with the good intentions of 5 good young people and persuading people to do good. Brother, if you play with an underage Lolita, you will be sentenced to at least 10 years in prison. Soap is hard to pick up, flowers are easy to damage, and prison food is not so convenient. Hearing the sudden sound, the burly man froze. A big knife instantly appeared in his hand and struck Suchen hard. The cute little Loli also turned around and turned into a foot-long sword. Hailong slipped into the man's sleeve and disappeared. Huh? Turns out to be a member of the Hailong clan. As the little Hailong disappeared in a flash, Suchen noticed her ID. Hailong 9th Princess Kwei. Chi. The sword light struck Suchen, and what was broken into pieces was just the afterimage of Suchen. A heavy sword stretched out from behind the burly man silently and placed it on his neck. The heavy sword had no edge, but the terrifying murderous aura and icy cold air made the hairs on the burly man's neck stand up. Shura's strike, I used this move to kill the Templars and the 6-winged war angel. Do you think, who is stronger between you and the true god level 6-winged war angel? Suchen stood behind the burly man and said calmly. Eric the Redbeard immediately froze on the spot. However, the fingers hidden in the sleeve suddenly turned into snow-white slender jade fingers. As it flicked, some kind of terrifying skill slowly took shape within it. Haha, if my guess is correct, you should be the world-famous Lord of Dragon City, Junlin. Redbeard Eric sneered in his rough voice while secretly preparing skills. Suchen raised his eyebrows, but he didn't expect that his reputation had spread far into the endless sea, and even the pirate leader knew about it. That's right. When he was about to reply, his eyes suddenly focused, staring at the figure of the red-bearded Eric, looking up and down, and said with a smile. But my eyesight is stupid, you actually used some kind of saint-level disguise props. It operates in a strange way, and its function and effect can actually reach the demigod level. Wow, it's a rare treasure. Suchen's words caused Redbeard Eric to stop moving the jade fingers hidden in his sleeves. Even the skills that were about to take shape were interrupted. He actually saw through my disguise technique. However, what Redbeard Eric didn't expect was that Suchen, who possessed the god-level mechanism engineering skill, could see the key point of the opponent's disguise props at a glance. He stretched out his hand like lightning, he grabbed Redbeard Eric somewhere on his back. Bang! The camouflage effect of the disguise props was lifted. A suit as thin as a feather was torn off by Suchen. Suddenly Redbeard Eric from beginning to end, from his ID, face, beard to hands and feet, seemed to be skinned. All of them were peeled off along with the suit's disguise props, revealing the original body of the person inside, snow white, as beautiful as jade, as beautiful as a fairy. The ID on the top of her head is the third princess of Heilong Ling Shuang. Suchen felt like a gentleman, covered his face with his hands, and said quickly, "Well, I didn't see anything. While looking at the amazing scenery through my fingers, I sighed in my heart. That kind of thing happened in real life yesterday, but I didn't expect that this kind of thing would happen again when I entered the game today. Is this the rhythm of luck?" Ah! A scream filled with shame, anger, and murderous intent suddenly sounded from the captain's cabin. In an instant, the pirates on the entire pirate ship were startled. "What's the situation? Are there women on our ship?" It seems to be coming from the captain's room." Everyone spread out. "What's wrong with the boss playing with women? Do you have any opinions? It's possible that the captain was playing with women and was killed by that terrifying human race." Hiss. "Should we go and save the boss?" Cut. "You want to go see that woman? Go if you think your fate is too great, I won't stop you." A group of unscrupulous pirates who had been at sea for several months, heard the woman's cry, and their hearts were ready to move. If it weren't for the killing methods of the pirate Captain Redbeard, I'm afraid they would have just leaned in the crack of the door and looked at it at this time. "I think it's better for you, girl, to put your clothes on first." Suchen dodged the opponent's fierce attacks while trying to persuade him with good words. But when you move like this, the scenery does look better, and it feels overwhelmingly beautiful. There is even time to check the other party's attributes." The third princess of Sea Dragon Ling Shuang. Level 80, Holy Level. Life, 8 million. Attack, 50,000. Defense, 15,000. Skills, Level 20 Ice Lingthorn Forbidden Raging Sea and Raging Waves Forbidden Frostband Transformation, Level 20 Metal Combat Mastery. Description: the third princess of the Sea Dragon clan, recognized as the most beautiful person in the Endless Sea. Countless people once asked her to marry her, but now the Heilong clan has been almost wiped out. The three princesses bear the vengeance of annihilating their clan. They replaced Eric the Redbeard, who happened to come to pay tribute, hoping to use the power of pirates to make a comeback and avenge their relatives. So that's it? Seeing the description of the other party's attributes, Suchen was thoughtful. "I kill you." The third princess of Heilong, Ling Shuang, has a murderous look on her pretty face. Two icy thorns separated from the jade hand, cutting the air frequently, making a sharp roar, and stabbed towards Suchen. Every move carries the will to kill. The Sea Dragon clan is one of the most noble races among the thousands of sea clans in the Endless Sea. As the third princess of Heilong, she, Ling Shuang, is the apple of the eyes of the Heilong clan, and her beauty reputation spreads far and wide across the Endless Sea. In the past 300 years, no matter how powerful or handsome a man was, he could not catch her eye. The person she wants to marry must have the qualifications of the Qing emperor from 1,000 years ago and be the co-owner of the world. But now, he was exposed naked by a human race man. How could this not make her, who had always been aloof and arrogant, go crazy? Suchen has been giving good advice. After dodging more than a dozen times, the opponent still refused to let go. Gradually, my heart became angry. "If you don't stop, go to hell." Shura's blow. A streak of blood was instantly cut out from the heavy sword in Suchen's hand. With an unstoppable will to kill, he slashed at Ling Shuang, the third princess of Heilong. The latter's delicate and pretty face turned pale in an instant. Fell to the ground. Am I just going to die like this? At this critical moment, a small sea dragon flew out from her arm, turned into a cute Lolita body carved in pink and jade, stood in front of the bloody horse, and screamed. "Brother-in-law! Don't want. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 246. The bloody skin scattered next to the scalps of the little Lolita and the third princess Ling Shuang. The third princess Ling Shuang suddenly opened her beautiful eyes and looked at Su Chen. There was confusion and hatred in his eyes. Ninth Princess Yao Wei quickly took Su Chen's hand and said crisply, "Brother-in-law, my sister said that you are the Lord of Dragon City. If I can't defeat you, I will marry you. Now that you have defeated my sister, please don't kill her, okay? If you are still angry with my sister, then, when I grow up, can I marry you too?" Little Wei pursed her lips and looked at Su Chen with her big cute eyes, full of pleading. "Xiaojue, what nonsense are you talking about? Come back soon." The third princess Ling Shuang, who was kneeling on the ground, heard her sister's words. Her pretty face turned red, and she scolded with embarrassment and annoyance. After hearing what little Wei said, Su Chen looked at the third princess Ling Shuang again. One glance. Not that he was interested in her beauty. How could Su Chen be led by a mere woman when he was reborn in the ninth life? Her strength is not bad, she has no family ties, and she has the dual identity of a pirate and a sea clan. It would not be bad to let her take charge of the entire Endless Sea for me in the future. Among Su Chen's current men, Black Dragon Ji Mengli is brave enough to fight and charge, but she is not very good at tactics and ways of controlling subordinates. The Umbrella Girl Yingying possesses the skills of a demigod-level engineer, so engineering and production are naturally entrusted to her. Although Yun Feiyan is in charge of Su Chen's Dragon City fleet, she is Su Chen's positive force. The third princess Ling Shuang, as Redbeard Eric, is very suitable to be responsible for some shady things behind the scenes. However, now the two met for the first time. It is impossible to build an extremely strong committed relationship. Thinking of this, Su Chen took out a contract paper and placed it in front of the third princess Ling Shuang. Holding the heavy sword in his hand to kill the Emperor of Heaven, he said calmly, "Sign this master-servant contract for 10 years. 10 years later, the sky is high and the sea is vast, I will give you your freedom." "You are dreaming." The third princess Ling Shuang raised her head and glared at Su Chen bitterly. Even if her entire clan was wiped out, even if she was forced by her enemies to find a place to live on the mainland, she would still be the aloof, cold, and arrogant third princess of Heilong. Want her? It is impossible to be someone else's slave. Then there is only death. Su Chen raised his heavy sword to slay the Emperor of Heaven, and the blood-red horse reappeared. His eyes were cold, and there was no trace of pity. He was reborn in the ninth life, and on his way to conquer the gods and demons in the 6 realms, he could not leave any soft-heartedness. Etc. "Brother-in-law, master, I signed it. I signed it on behalf of my sister." Ninth Princess Yao Wei sat on her knees, holding up the contract paper in her hand, and shouted to Su Chen. At the same time, a system prompt sounded in Chen's mind. Ding! The contract was signed successfully. From today on, Hailong-ju Wei becomes the slave of Junlin, and his life, death, honor and disgrace are all tied to Junlin for a period of 10 years without the possibility of repentance. If you violate it, you will be punished. Su Chen looked at little Wei in astonishment, but he admired this little girl's decisiveness and wit. The third princess Ling Shuang quickly brought the deed over, and when she saw little Wei's fingerprints on it, she felt sad, hugging her sister and crying. "My silly sister, how could you sign such a thing? It will ruin your life." Turn around and flipped his hand, hundreds of foot-long ice thorns suddenly condensed in the air, staring at Su Chen with red eyes. "Kill you. I can give my sister her freedom." Little Wei stood in front of Su Chen and shouted. "Elder sister. Jur is now the master's slave. If you want to kill the master, kill me first." "Xiao Jur." The third princess Ling Shuang looked at her sister in disbelief. After struggling for a long time, she wiped away her tears and finally withdrew the hundreds of ice spikes in the air. If you dare to bully my sister and run away to the ends of the earth, I will kill you too. The third princess Ling Shuang stared at Su Chen. The latter looked at her expressionlessly. You'd better put on your clothes first. The third princess Ling Shuang put on the disguise props and transformed into a burly evil man. Red-beard Eric again. Su Chen said, let's go, turn the bow and go to the abyss of fear. The third princess Ling Shuang snorted coldly and turned her head away. Little Kwei shook her sister's arm, blinked her cute big eyes and begged, sister, master's request, please don't disobey, otherwise my sister will suffer disaster. Third princess Ling Shuang clenched her big, thick palms into fists and gritted her teeth. After a long time, he shouted to the outside, turn the ship around. Target, abyss of fear. The captain's order shocked all the pirates on the ship. Captain, aren't we going to attack Dragon City? The abyss of fear is the territory of that ancestor. He paid tribute 3 months ago, and he wants to go again this time. Chi. 2 ice spikes flew out. They directly blew the heads of the 2 pirates who dared to question. Yes. All the remaining pirates quickly dispersed and immediately began to pull the ropes, deflect the soft sails, and change the direction of the steering wheel. These pirates who were begging for food on the sea were afraid of power but not evil. The iron blood of the third princess Ling Shuang was the one who managed these lawless thugs the best method. The huge queen of vengeance slowly changed its course and headed towards the depths of the endless sea. Leaving Duo Baolin behind, sitting in the metal ball, watching the pirate ship change its course blankly. What happened? Why did it suddenly change direction? Could it be that the Junlin brothers really captured this pirate ship? Duo Bao Talon reacted and quickly screamed. Brother Junlin! I'm here. Don't leave me. I can show you the way. It's easy to talk about commission, I'll give you a 10% discount. 15% off is okay too. However, the Vengeance Queen sailed further and further away, gradually disappearing into the horizon. Master, why are you going to the abyss of fear? Except for paying tribute once a year, no one from our sea clan wants to go near that place. Little Kwei turned into a foot-long sea dragon, wrapped around Su Chen's arm, and asked curiously. The third princess, Ling Shuang, stood aside and stared at Su Chen bitterly. With that look, whenever Su Chen dared to do anything to harm Xiaojue, blood would immediately be splashed on the spot. After the clan was exterminated, Xiaojue became Ling Shuang's only relative. Ling Shuang couldn't tolerate her sister being wronged in the slightest. Su Chen thought that the 2 women would know about it by then, so he said directly. Go there to pick up something. What? Little Kwei became even more curious. Even the third princess Ling Shuang, who had always had a dark face, listened attentively. Adaptive scales. Su Chen said calmly. Hiss. The 2 women gasped. Feeler reminds you, 3 things about reading, collect, recommend, and share. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 247. Adaptive scales. Aren't they the scales on that terrifying ancestor? Little Kwei turned into a cute little loli, holding Su Chen's hand and saying with fear on her face. Master, don't anger that ancestor, he is too scary, you will die. The third princess Ling Shuang's eyes flashed. She thought that if Su Chen was killed by the ancestor here, then her sister would be free again. In her heart, she wished that Su Chen would go quickly. For the first time in history, she said. This place is extremely far from the abyss of fear. If we rely on sails alone, even my extremely fast ship the Vengeance Queen cannot reach it in 10 days and 10 nights. If you're in a hurry, I can give you some pointers. Elder sister. Ling Shuang's words, in the view of her sister Xiao Kwei, were nothing more than telling her master to die quickly. Suchen touched little Keiwei's head and said to the third princess Ling Shuang, who transformed into a burly villain. Oh? Any idea? Although our sea clan is different from your human world, we also have things in common. If you want to speed up the boat, you can hire a sailfish tribe to pull the boat. For our type of ship, the fee is 10,000 gold per hour for a speed of 0 km per hour, and 20,000 gold per hour for a speed of 120 km per hour. The maximum speed is 300 km per hour, and the fee is 300,000 gold per hour. It depends on whether you can afford the price. The third princess Ling Shuang looked sideways at Suchen and said, "Oh? There are other methods." Suchen's eyes lit up. Before getting the magic sail, he could get a batch of these swordfish to speed up the Dragon City fleet. However, even at a speed of 300 miles per hour, it seems a bit slow. The current speed of the Revenge Queen is close to 50 kilometers per hour. Even if it travels at 300 kilometers per hour, it will take 2 days and 1 night to reach the Abyss of Fear, which is still too slow. I wonder, can I use my fusion talent to create a super-fast swordfish? Thinking of this, Suchen asked, "Do you, the Sea Clan, sell swordfish?" "Of course, it's not for eating, it's for slaves." The third princess, Ling Shuang, looked at Suchen in surprise, with a touch of ridicule. Meaning? I didn't expect that the city lord was quite rich. It was okay to buy it, but the price was naturally more expensive than hiring. Even the weakest swordfish slave costs 1,000 pieces of gold. A strong swordfish slave that can pull a boat at a speed of 9 kilometers costs 3,000 gold per head. You get what you pay for, it all depends on how the city lord chooses. Suchen nodded. The worst swordfish slave costs 1,000 gold. If you buy 1,000 swordfish, it only costs 1 million gold. Even if you buy 1,000 strong swordfish, it only costs 3 million gold. It's too cheap now. He said to the third princess Ling Shuang, "Then please contact your sea tribe slave trader and buy 1,000 strong swordfish slaves first." The third princess Ling Shuang called a pirate outside the captain's room and gave a few instructions. The pirate immediately came to the stern of the ship, took out a strange colorful conch, and blew a beep sound. Only 10 minutes later, suddenly, the sea surface a big wave surged up. An 8-clawed octopus with a body length of 100 meters came towards the pirate ship on the big wave. The idea above the head was, "Maritime Merchant Octopus Apuru." Immediately, a pirate spoke a strange language to the pirate ship. Negotiating with a huge 8-clawed octopus. Suchen thought for a while, took out the rare skill book Common Language of the Sea Tribe from the backpack space, rubbed it casually, and learned it. Ding! You gain new language skills, Common Language of the Sea Tribe. Suchen immediately understood the conversation between the pirate and the octopus. "Let me tell you, Captain, even if you are an old customer, I can only give you a 30% discount at most, no more." The octopus Apuru said angrily. The pirate nodded and quickly turned around to report to the captain. Suchen directly threw a bag of gold coins from a distance and handed it to the octopus stepping on the waves. "Here is 2.1 million gold, if you have better goods, feel free to recommend them to me." The octopus Apuru quickly stretched out a huge tentacle and took the gold coin. At the same time, he threw out 10 iron cages 10 meters long, wide, and high each, filled with strong swordfish, and smashed them on the deck of the pirate ship. Facing Suchen said happily, "This guest is a stranger, but I, Apuru, am a good businessman. I have the strongest slaves of all tribes, the most beautiful girls of the sea tribe, and all kinds of specialties and rare treasures of the sea tribe. Oh, by the way, there was a storm at sea some time ago and many ships sank. In one of the sunken ships, 3 low-level skill copy cards were found. This kind of thing should be of great interest to you humans. I go. Skill copy card? I didn't expect to be able to buy it here." Suchen felt excited in his heart. Regardless of whether it is low level or not, in his hands, no matter how low level it is, it can be merged into a god level one. He immediately said with a faint smile. Oh, I wonder how Mr. Apuru sells these skill copy cards. When business came to his door, Octopus Apuru was naturally even more happy, and he immediately said, "You should be Redbeard's new subordinate. Since you are an old customer, I, Apuru, will not cheat you. How many do you want for 100,000 gold coins? It's really not expensive. I want all three. Ding. Deduct gold coins 00,000, and you get low-level skill copy card 3. The transaction was completed. Both parties dispersed happily. Suchen obtained a total of 1,000 strong swordfish slaves and 3 precious low-level skill copy cards. Among them, the skill copy cards were a real surprise. With this, if you copy the 8 Desolations Dragon Knight's Battle of the 8 Desolations to yourself, you can achieve it. That is a real group battle skill. Suchen asked the pirates to drive these swordfish slaves from the iron cage to the lower cabin inn. At the same time, he ordered no one to approach the cabin. Although the third princess Ling Shuang was very curious about what Suchen wanted to do, for the sake of her sister Xiao Keiwei, she still asked the pirates to block the lower cabin. After confirming that no one was prying, Chen opened the infinite fusion talent. Ding. Deduct fusion points *1 million. In the process of merging online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 248. Ding. Congratulations on getting Noble Sailfish Slave *100. Noble Swordfish Slave. Level, 50. HP, 20,000. Attack, 1000. Defense, 500. Skill, Level 10 Rapid Stealth Thrust. Description: the noble among swordfish, with a stealth speed of up to 180 km per hour, and is the favorite slave type of all major slave traders. After only one fusion, I got the noble sailfish slave with a speed of 180 km per hour. I wonder what kind of surprises I will get if I continue to fuse. Suchen threw all these 100 noble swordfish slaves into the fusion. Ding. Deduct fusion points *1 million. In the process of merging. Ding. Congratulations on getting Royal Sailfish Slave *10. Royal Sailfish Slave. Level, 50. HP, 30,000. Attack, 2000. Defense, 900. Skill, Level 15 Rapid Stealth Thrust. Description: the royal family among swordfish, with a stealth speed of up to 300 km per hour, it is a type of slave that major slave traders can only meet but cannot ask for. I go. That's 300 kilometers. Continue to integrate. Ding. Deduct fusion points *1 million. In the process of merging. Ding. Congratulations on getting Royal Sailfish Slave *1. A total of 1,000 strong sailfish slaves were fused by Suchen into one royal swordfish slave. Looking at the lone 15-meter-long giant swordfish in the cabin with golden scales all over its body, Chen's eyes are bright. Royal Swordfish Slave. Level, 50. HP, 50,000. Attack, 5,000. Defense, 1,500. Skill, Level 30 Rapid Stealth Thrust. Description: the royal family among swordfish, it has a stealth speed of up to 600 km per hour, and can pull a large ship with one head. However, no slave traders dare to sell such slaves, otherwise they will be endlessly attacked by the swordfish clan. I go. It can reach speeds of 600 km per hour in the sea. Based on this calculation, it only takes less than a day to get to the abyss of fear from here. Suchen's eyes widened. He immediately led the royal swordfish slave out of the cabin. The swordfish had no legs and jumped behind Suchen with its tail swung. When a group of pirates saw this swordfish with golden noble scales, all stunned. This is actually the king of swordfish. Some pirates even secretly peeked into the cabin. Huh? Where are the other swordfish slaves? Could it be that this person has the power to turn stone into gold? The third princess Ling Shuang and the ninth princess Yao Wei hidden in her sleeve also saw the scene and were equally shocked. Suchen came to the third princess Ling Shuang and smiled lightly. Tell your men to start lowering the sails. Fix the rope, and with this royal swordfish, we can reach the abyss of fear early tomorrow. Immediately, the pirates lowered all the sails. When the pirate ship traveled at super high speed, these sails would become resistance. Then a tough and thick rope was tied to the royal swordfish slave, and the latter jumped into the sea. There was a buzz. There was a buzz on the ship. Everyone felt an extremely violent acceleration. The Revenge Queen is gradually speeding up under the pull of the royal sailfish slave. In just 30 seconds, it accelerated to a super high speed of 600 kilometers per hour. The wind on the boat suddenly increased. All the pirates felt like they were standing in front of a storm, being blown around. The huge pirate ship seemed to be floating on the sea. The waves cut by the bow of the boat instantly disintegrated into the finest mist, which spread out. Under the sunlight, a 7-color rainbow was formed, which was installed on the bow of the ship. It was beautiful. Sister, so beautiful. Ninth Princess Yao Wei whispered surprise in her sleeves. Third Princess Ling Shuang dodged into the captain's room to avoid the strong wind. Looking at Suchen, who also entered the captain's room, she said curiously, "How did you do it?" 1,000 strong swordfish slaves disappeared, and then a rare royal swordfish slave appeared. Is there any connection between them? The third princess Ling Shuang Bingxiu was smart and quickly grasped the key points. But how could Suchen tell her such a secret? He just smiled and said nothing. The third princess Ling Shuang snorted coldly and ignored it. Suchen. But little Wei transformed into a cute girl again, throwing herself into Suchen's arms and acting coquettishly. Seeing the two of them teasing and playing intimately, the third princess Ling Shuang felt sour and angry. She wanted to get her sister back, and was afraid that it would trigger the divine punishment of the master-servant contract and harm his sister. He could only stand aside and sulk. A newly appointed first officer fearfully held a nautilus and talked to the third princess Ling Shuang outside. "Captain, it's so windy outside. Do you want to enable elemental barrier? What kind of barrier is there? Can't you hold on with such a little wind? You all stand on the deck, I will kill anyone who dares to enter the cabin." The third princess Ling Shuang, who looked like a burly villain, roared angrily. She vented her anger on Suchen on these poor pirates. At this time, in the direction of Dragon City and Ratchet City, the hundreds of thousands of guild members guarding the city walls looked solemnly at the horizon, where a huge storm across the sky was gradually approaching. At the same time, the waves offshore also began to surge violently. The waves were tens of meters high. There are vague black shadows hiding in it, coming rapidly with the big waves. The sea tribe is about to attack the city. Order to go down and tell everyone to stay calm. Everything is done as ordered. Yun Fiyan was dressed in the dark gold uniform of Kuangzhan, with a majestic golden sword sitting on the city tower, guarding the east wall of Dragon City's seaside. The commander beside him responded quickly and passed on Yun Fiyan's instructions. Zunlong sitting in Ratchet City, they are also on alert. NPC coastal cities such as Jingtao City, Quicksand City, and Golden Port City, as well as other NPC coastal cities controlled by the agent forces of the Six Realms, are all going all out to resist this unprecedented sea tribe invasion. Click. Boom. A huge lightning flashed through the storm in the sky. The big wave suddenly increased to 100 meters high and crashed towards Dragon City. At the same time, dense black shadows jumped out from the wave, with a little cold light, rush to the wall. Fire! Attack! Yun Fei shouted coldly with raised eyebrows. Boom, boom, boom. Thousands of self-aiming rapid-fire artillery pieces equipped by Dragon City and Ratchet City all let out a thundering roar. At the same time, thousands of miles away, Suchan, a flood of system notifications began to sound in his mind. Ding! You killed the level 4 elite crawfish 1562 and gained experience points 120,000, double experience bonus for the artifact Dragon Emperor Jade Pendant. Ding! You killed the level 4 elite rampant crab 1325 and gained experience points 370,000, double experience bonus for the artifact Dragon Emperor Jade Pendant. Ding! You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion. Author, 7 years. Chapter 249. Looking at the rapidly increasing experience value in the experience storage tank, Suchan understood in his heart. It seems that the invasion of the Sea Tribe in this life has already begun. He has upgraded Dragon City's defense to an extremely abnormal level, with a defense power of up to 10 million, and 100% rebound. Coupled with the powerful city defense equipment, there is no problem in resisting the invasion of the High Clan. Although there is some pressure in Ratchet City, with the self-aiming rapid-fire artillery, there will be no danger for the time being. The invasion of the Sea Tribe is a large-scale plot that lasts for at least 3 days. The sea monsters in the early stage are not very powerful. Even if Suchan doesn't personally guard them, it's still no problem to defend them for a day or two. Moreover, so many sea monsters died one after another under the gunfire, which also contributed countless experience points to Suchan. It just so happened that Suchan still had a big experience gap in upgrading the Golden Dragon pet baby. Therefore, this sea invasion plot is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to upgrade and change clothes, both for Suchan and other players. Of course, this is on the premise of successful defense. Once it is not guarded against, it will become a disaster. Damn it! My new city. It was only half built and then destroyed. I was wronged. I chose a first-level NPC city with extremely short walls to defend, but I was killed by the huge waves as soon as I made contact. Huge waves hundreds of meters high. The waves are full of sea monsters. At least they are all level 40 elite monsters. What a slap in the face. I heard that this plot will last at least 3 days, brothers, please wish yourself well. I will run inland to hide first. Soon, as storms and waves came in. Endless sea monsters, some of them attack those coastal cities. Part of it goes inland and invades wider areas. Just half an hour later. City of Victory, which is more than 300 kilometers away from the coast, has been attacked by sea monsters all over the mountains and plains. City of Victory is the new city of the War Overlord Guild. The city is 50 meters high, and the walls are all equipped with sophisticated artillery. But the firing rate of 1 round per minute is too slow for the extremely large number of sea monsters. Soon layers upon layers of sea monsters spread up the city wall. If it weren't for the level 1 defense towers of the Church of Light and the support of millions of players, the city would have been defeated in just the first wave. Boss. There are too many sea monsters. I heard that the sea monsters behind will be more powerful. Can we defend the city? The commander said to the war overlord with a fearful expression. The latter looked at the sea monsters surrounding the entire city with a sullen face and said, "Let everyone down there stay still. After another half day, when the funds are in place, hundreds of level 1 mage towers will be erected. By then we will be relaxed." After hearing the gang leader's words, the commander felt a little more at ease. "Boss, we are inland and the situation is so critical. Then Dragon City will build Broken Dream Island, surrounded by the sea. I'm afraid these disgusting sea monsters will crawl on their heads, haha. The war overlord sneered. Dragon control is extremely high, I'm afraid it can still sustain the initial invasion of the High Clan. But in the later stages, they will suffer. The war overlord is confident in saying this. These days War Overlord Sakura Purgatory Viking and other guilds are sparing no effort to build a maritime trade system while writing city building orders. Unintentionally, he got in touch with Executioner Jack, one of the 4 pirate leaders of the Endless Sea. When the announcement was made that the Sea Tribe invasion plot was about to begin, these guild alliances held an emergency meeting and paid for it. They relied on Executioner Jack's relationship to win over the Sea Clan. They wanted to use the Sea Clan as a gun in the plot of the Sea Clan's invasion to focus on besieging the isolated Dragon City overseas. An hour ago, the 20-nation alliance just collected 1 billion gold coins and sent them over. I believe that by tomorrow, the strength and number of sea monsters besieging Dragon City will begin to soar. Haha, King's Landing, no matter how arrogant you are, you can't stop the power of the entire Endless Sea. The war overlord looked towards the direction of Dragon City, with deep mockery and chill in his eyes. Dragon City. When the first wave of densely packed sea monsters crashed into the city wall with a 100-meter-high swell, all the members of the 3 major guilds who stood by the city wall invariably changed from nervousness to silence. Even the magic balls condensed in the hands of the mages gradually dissipated. Soon, the second, third, and fourth waves invaded Dragon City. The hundreds of thousands of players responsible for guarding became increasingly silent. Finally, some players couldn't help it and complained in the guild. Boss, our city's defense and anti-shock capabilities are too strong. If this continues, we won't be able to kill the monsters at all. Yes, boss, those sea monsters just hit the city wall, and were shocked to death by the backlash within a few seconds. We had no chance to take action. Sigh, it's so boring. If I had known this, I might as well have defended the NPC city. I heard that the city defense task in Jingtang City will give you double experience. Yunfi Iyan, who was in charge of Dragon City's defense, was also a little bit dumbfounded. Other cities fear that the city defense is not high enough or strong enough, but here in Dragon City, it is the other way around. She also discovered that Dragon City's defense and anti-shock attributes seem to have improved again. At that moment, Yunfi Iyan directly dialed Suchen's voice call and asked about the properties of Dragon City. Oh, it's definitely improved a bit. Suchen's lazy voice came from the other end of the voice. Yunfi Iyan's teeth were itching when he heard it. Well, the defense will be 10 million points and the durability will exceed 100 million points. The rebound is barely okay, 100%, and I will try to increase it to 300 in the future %. In addition, damage reduction and self-recovery have also been improved a bit. That's all. Any questions? Is Dragon City okay? Yunfi Iyan. Is Dragon City okay? My dear sister. This is too much. What kind of pervert did I find as a partner? Yunfi Iyan roared in his heart. The city defense has reached 10 million points. What kind of enemy are you trying to guard against? The 100% repercussions in your mouth are just barely. How do you ask your enemies to live? Yunfi Iyan immediately turned off the voice call and took several deep breaths before he could barely calm down the shock in his heart. If Suchen hadn't said it himself, Yunfi Iyan would never have believed that someone could actually defend the city in the game. The defense has reached 10 million points. Who would believe this? You know, even the main city of Jingtao City has only been upgraded to 8,000 points of defense. This, among all the main cities, is considered the highest. But compared with Dragon City's defense, it's nothing. Fei. Lu reminds you, 3 things about reading, collect, recommend, and share. Online games, I really don't want to have unlimited fusion author, 7 years. Chapter 250. Yun Feiyan thought for a long time and suddenly burst into laughter. Then he said in the command channel, "Well, in view of the current, special circumstances, you can go to Jingtao City in batches to do city defense tasks, or join Ratchet City's city defense. Of course, once a summons is issued, no matter where you are or what you are doing, you must respond immediately without any delay. The experience points gained from the sea monsters killed by Dragon City naturally belong to the city lord Suchen. But these guild members under his command also need to seize the time to upgrade their levels. Otherwise, they will distance themselves from other guilds." After hearing Yun Feiyan's words, all the defending players immediately cheered. "Thank you, boss. Follow your orders, boss. Long live the boss." An hour passed. Suchen has already gained hundreds of millions of experience points in the experience storage tank. Moreover, it is doubled through the experience gained from the artifact Dragon King Jade Pendant. However, this is still far from his goal. Just for 1000 golden dragon babies, if you want to reach level 50, you will need at least 8 billion experience points. If all tens of thousands of dragon knights were equipped with level 50 golden dragons, 80 billion experience points would be needed. If you upgrade to level 100 in the future, your upgrade experience will be a bottomless pit. No, the experience acquisition speed is too slow, you have to think of a way. It only takes 100 million experience points in 1 hour. Even if the Sea Tribe invasion becomes more violent later, it will only reach less than 6 billion in 3 days. You know, the player's game time is only 12 hours a day. Suchen asked the third princess Ling Shuang. "Is there any way to attract more sea people to attack Dragon City?" The third princess Ling Shuang looked at him in astonishment. This question stunned her. These days, are there any people who want more enemies to besiege their city? "I found you are a weirdo." The third princess Ling Shuang sneered unceremoniously. "First, you want to speed up to the abyss of fear to die, and now you want more sea tribes to besiege Dragon City. How can you not think about it? Are you so eager to destroy yourself? Why don't you hand over your Dragon City to me, cancel the master servant contract with my sister, and then jump into the sea and commit suicide? Wouldn't it be more beneficial to the world?" Suchen. He thought about it carefully. It seems that, what third princess Ling Shuang said is correct. I see that Suchen really has such a weird idea. The third princess Ling Shuang is naturally happy to see this happen. He folded his arms and said with a touch of mockery, "There is a way, the god's domain Hautunia Chordata, which has a fatal attraction to sea creatures. Many maritime slave traders use this kind of thing to attract the sea people to take the bait. However, the smell of this kind of Hautunia Chordata only spreads for hundreds of miles, which can increase the number of attacks from sea monsters by up to twice. If you really want Dragon City to be destroyed, go to Abyss of Fear, just say that you are the Lord of Dragon City, and then anger the ancestor." Hautunia Chordata. Suchen's eyes lit up and he immediately sent an order to Yun Feiyan. Although it can only double the speed of gaining experience, it is better than nothing. In this way, it can be done in 3 days, the upgrade experience of 1000 level 50 golden dragons. Yun Feiyan suddenly received a secret message from Suchen and was a little confused. But considering Dragon City's tens of millions of defense points and 100% anti-shock attribute, he immediately ordered people have gone to do it. Hautunia Chordata is a rare medicinal herb on the mainland. Although it is a little expensive, it is nothing to Dragon City, which is making money every day. The ninth princess Yao Wei next to her pouted and took Ling Shuang's hand and said, "Sister, can you be nicer to the master is actually not bad at all." The third princess, Ling Shuang, knocked the girl's brains out angrily and whispered, "What do you know about this little girl? You are not allowed to be so close to him in the future. This person, there is something wrong here." The third princess Ling Shuang pointed to her head and whispered. Little Kwei pouted her lips even higher and said with an unhappy look on her face, if you continue to speak ill of the master like this, I won't help you get married. To the master? Hi. The third princess Ling Shuang was almost offended by this younger sister. She had become someone else's slave, and she even wanted to push her sister into the fire pit. The third princess Ling Shuang glared at little Kwei and scolded, you are such a bastard. You little fool, you want to bring me and him together, stop dreaming. Your sister and my husband must have the qualifications of the Qing emperor, the arrogant talent, the common master of the world, and the gods and demons must condescend to him. Huh, except for the Qing emperor from thousands of years ago, I wouldn't care if any man in this world died. Ling Shuang's words were neither too loud nor too quiet, just enough to be heard by Suchen on the side. It was clearly meant to be heard by the latter, hoping to stop him from having any wrong thoughts. Suchen looked sideways. She glanced at her and said calmly. Don't worry, although you have a great figure, I have seen too many women, and you are not unusual. The figure is quite good. Suchen's words immediately reminded the third princess Ling Shuang of the shameful scene when she was stripped of her disguise props by the other party. At that moment, her eyes turned red instantly, and ice thorns came out of her hands. I kill you. Dragon city with walls lined with Hautunia cordata. That special smell immediately spread for hundreds of miles. The number of sea monsters pouring into Dragon City immediately became more numerous. Even the attacks have become much more manic. Ding. You killed 4 elite sea snakes 1912 and gained experience points 250,000, double experience bonus for the artifact Dragon Emperor Jade Pendant. Ding. You killed level 4 elite tuna 2293 and gained experience value 420,000, double experience bonus for the artifact Dragon Emperor Jade Pendant. Ding. All of a sudden, Suchen's experience point acquisition speed more than tripled. At this rate, plus the 3.5 billion experience accumulated in the experience storage tank, you can get the upgrade experience of 1,000 level 50 golden dragons in less than 2 days. Thinking of 1,000 powerful dragon cavalry riding golden dragons, soaring into the sky, Suchen felt excited. Of course, before the third princess Ling Shuang shouted to him to kill, with the ninth princess Yao Kwei here, it was natural to kill her. It didn't work. He could only stand aside and sulk. For the whole day, Suchen spent the whole day in the wonderful and endless experience gaining prompts. At 8 o'clock in the evening, the game was launched. Ding. The artifact Dragon Emperor Jade Pendant successfully converts energy and gets you 400 free attribute points. For 4 consecutive days, the artifact Dragon Emperor Jade Pendant has added extra free attribute points to Suchen every day. And the attribute points obtained every day are getting more and more. So far, it has added 1,000 extra free attribute points to Suchen. Not to mention the double experience gain attribute obtained when Dragon City killed the sea monster. In his previous life, Suchen relied on this magical jade pendant to become one of the strong without having any god-level talent. In this life, it is even more powerful. Add all free attribute points to strength at will. Another 2 hours later, a pirate came to report, Captain. 30 miles ahead is the Abyss of Fear range, do we still want to move forward? Hearing this voice, Suchen stood up and his eyes widened. Abyss of Fear, here it is. Adaptive scale armor, here I come. To read the underlined version of the novel.